And here is the Writer's Almanac for Thursday. It's the 16th of July, 2020. It was on this day in 1790 George Washington signed the act which established the site of the U.S. Capitol on the east bank of the Potomac River. He soon hired a French architect and city planner, Pierre L'Enfant, to design the new city. It was 10 years later that the government began moving into town, but Washington died in 1799, never lived in the city that bore his name. John Adams was the first president to occupy the White House. It was on this date, 1951, J.D. Salinger's novel The Catcher in the Rye was published, a book that begins, if you really want to hear about it, the first thing you'll probably want to know is where I was born and what my lousy childhood was like and how my parents were occupied and all before they had me and all that David Copperfield kind of crap. But I don't feel like going into it if you want to know the truth. Salinger had thought about his character, Holden Caulfield, for years. He carried 6 Holden Caulfield stories with him when he went off to fight in World War II. They were with him on the beach at Normandy and in the hours he spent with Ernest Hemingway in Paris. And by the time he began to assemble the novel, he had 9 stories about Holden and his family. When he finished the manuscript, he sent it to the editor Robert Giroux at Harcourt Brace, who liked it, but his boss wasn't sure. He sent it to a textbook editor at Harcourt Brace, who did not like it, and so Harcourt Brace turned it down, and Little Brown published it instead, and it was one of the big bestsellers of all time. Robert Giroux quit Harcourt Brace, went to Farrar Straus. Salinger did not enjoy his celebrity. He moved to New Hampshire, lived in seclusion, and he turned down many offers for the movie rights. Here's a poem for today by Connie Wannick entitled The Accordion for Hannah. It was the one tangible you brought home from the city, an armful of instrument, bellows and keys and buttons, and a smell of antique lubrication, and a sound that poured undiminished through solid walls. You sat in your chair with its straps around your shoulders, teaching yourself to play, determined to do different things differently in the tradition of your people, mixed breeds from a dozen lands. You sat as at a dance with your partner on your lap, but it was also a baby you were coaxing to speak. I carried you that same way. Long ago, your infant head under my chin, your chest against my chest, my arms around you, my little marsupial. I have photos of us like that, mother and child, and more. I can feel it physically. My arms still ache. It's like phantom pain after an amputation, phantoms being real. You left it here with us, the accordion, debating whether to sell it or to indulge yourself by retaining such a large artifact as it troubled no one tucked back in your closet in its battered leather-covered case, though neither was it useful, except it came to us at such a time. You sat alone with it for hours before your open curtains, the music book awash in winter light, hesitations, repetitions, small masteries, and beyond you snow passed through the sieve of the pine boughs with the delicacy of grace notes. The Accordion, a poem by Connie Wannick. That's the Writer's Almanac for Thursday, July the 16th. Produced by Prairie Home Productions, which is releasing a new Lake Wobegon novel in September of this year. You can go to shop.garrisonkeeler.com to pre-order the Lake Wobegon virus. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.